All right, everybody. It's another weather update today. The time is 9:19 p.m. and it is August 9th. We are into August now, and there is quite a few things to talk about in terms of the weather this week. Pretty much every day through Wednesday, we have a threat of severe weather, including tonight. I'm going to show you the radar that's going on right now, and it's going to continue overnight tonight with the potential for some damaging wind gusts, maybe some chances of large hail. That's going to be slow moving overnight, so it's going to continue. And then updates about a potential heat wave we're going to be having over the next 3 days across southwest lower Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, all those different areas. And then also talking about, like I said, severe weather threat through Wednesday. Here is all of the information if you want to get connected with us while this weather event takes place. If you're watching on desktop, you can scan that QR code, and then pretty much all the other information is there, except for the fact that we are on Facebook now. Just got back on there, so feel free to check that out if you have the time and if you would like to. So, all right, let's get started. All right, so here's the current radar. For the latest update was, I can't really find it, 9:18 p.m. Today. So a lot of different spot reports of tornadoes. There were some pretty major tornadoes that touched down across northern Illinois. That threat has since begun to dissipate. There's still a couple threats of tornadoes. Maybe this one might have a possible tornado on it. But you have this line of storms. Some of these are still producing funnel clouds, and they're progressing to the east into northern Indiana, southwest lower Michigan, and based on current models, it looks like they may actually start to take a dive a little more southward. The HRR is saying, okay, they're just going to continue to progress more southeast and eastward, but these ones right now are progressing off to the east. How far away are they? This storm is still 37 miles from the lakeshore. These storms aren't moving very fast, but they could pack some damaging winds, maybe some large hail, and maybe a little spin up along the lakeshore. That's not likely, but that's something that they're still forecasting on the current models. So, yeah, a lot of different tornado reports. We dodged that today. Chicago Metro faced the threat of tornadoes. Luckily, nothing really took place that was significant as far as I've heard. Just more significant tornadoes out in open areas, which is good news. So that's the current radar. I want to show you what kind of weather threats we have coming up over the next few days. So let's go to Storm Prediction Center, spc.noaa.gov. You guys know full well, if you continue watching my videos, this is where I always go. This is where everyone pretty much always goes. So this is the official government site for severe weather forecasting. I'm going to go to the outlook for today. So this is today's outlook. Just updated a couple minutes ago. Yeah, as of 8 p.m. Central Time, so it was just updated like 20 minutes ago. Still a slight risk area for central Illinois, northwestern Indiana for the threat of tornadoes. Tornado threat's only 2%. Now that the sun's going down, we're losing that instability in the atmosphere that's driving these storms. So there's still a marginal risk in Michigan, northern Indiana, extreme northwest Ohio. Those places could still see some damaging winds, maybe some large hail, but not likely compared to what was seen or could be seen still in Illinois. So we're kind of more away from this severe threat tonight. There still could occur, and if something happens, I'll be sure to jump on it, but that's the threat for today. Tomorrow, which is in a matter of a few hours, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we go to this threat. This is a very unpredictable scenario, pretty much. They're fairly certain of something taking place in Wisconsin and northern Illinois. The threat of some damaging winds, some significant damaging winds, is really what the more primary concern is. Tornadoes aren't really a big threat with this storm. So wind and hail are the main threats, and a broad area pretty much covering most of our area that we cover, entire state of Indiana, all of lower Michigan, part of the Upper Peninsula, northwest Ohio, and this is still uncertain. This could change. We could either go lower in probabilities, which is more likely based on what the Storm Prediction Center has said. So we may that may be some good news for us in terms of our threat for severe weather tomorrow. But the main threat focuses more off to the west of our area. Maybe extreme western Indiana could be in that, but it's really going to be hit and miss because we're going to be in an atmosphere of extreme instability, very high temperatures, very high dew points. The heat is you're just going to feel it in the atmosphere over the next few days. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be pretty ridiculous. So I'm looking at the models. They're saying we're going to have heat indices up into the hundreds, maybe even up to 105 in some places. So very hot, very humid, something to keep an eye on. All right, so also, I just realized people are heading back to Cedarville. Cedarville is still in this threat area too. So they may go down to, it's really, this threat is more noticeable than most, but it's so broad and it's so sporadic that it could happen anywhere. But they're more focusing on the fact that it could happen across the lake, which is good news. All right, day 3, more marginal risk. They can't really throw out what the main threat is. Looks more like damaging winds, but the threat's pretty low for Thursday. Wait, not Thursday, Wednesday. So Wednesday, not really a big threat, but still it's going to be very hot, very humid out there. So I'm going to go to the models and show you what I'm seeing in regards to tomorrow. All right, so this is 6 p.m. on Tuesday. 6 p.m. on Tuesday, really when the storms start to initiate. Look at the instability. This is an instability measurement from the HRR model. Absolutely crazy. We're in the 6,000s in Wisconsin and lower Michigan, northern Indiana, 5,000, 4,000. Instability is going to be so high, which is why you can't really predict where severe weather could occur, except for the fact that you have this really strong area of strong instability right here, which is why they're forecasting, okay, something is going to happen here, and with other ingredients that are going to be available in the atmosphere. Let's go to bulk shear, wind shear. We got some wind shear in southern Wisconsin. The supercell composite would give us a good idea. Yeah, good chance for supercells across southern Wisconsin based on the supercell composite model. The reflectivity for this, storms are just going to be forming around 6 p.m. We've got a pretty big cell on the west side of Lake Michigan, so that's going to be something to be aware of. And then I'm going to push this a little bit forward. See these storms start to develop. This is what the HRR is putting out. Just a sudden, basically, explosion of multi-cell structures of storms all across this area, especially northern Ohio, southern Michigan, northern Indiana, which is pretty much where the instability is at. And then if I go back, I actually want to show you what the heat's going to look like coming up later tomorrow. It's going to be pretty crazy out there. 103 degrees for heat indexes, very hot. You're going to feel it. Yeah, it's going to be a day to have an air conditioner on, have a fan, drink plenty of water if you're outside, especially if you live in Illinois. I know maybe some people from Illinois are watching this, I don't know, but it's going to be a lot. So very hot, and it's going to start to cool off once we see these thunderstorms pop up, like thunderstorms pop up. So you have 98 degrees after around 8 p.m. and then gets down to like 75 degrees when in a place where a storm pops up. So temperatures will drop as it rains, which is why you should hope for rain but not severe weather over the next couple of days, because I'm just going to progress this map now. If we go see, the HRR is putting out a more intense line of storms across the Chicago area, which just got hit with tornadoes again today, now could get with strong winds tomorrow. So that's not good news for them. It seems like it's going to push eastward into southwest northern Michigan, mainly in the form of rain, northern Indiana, a cluster of thunderstorms ahead of the main development of activity in southern Ohio around Cedarville. This will be around 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So it's going to be pretty wet for Wednesday. So that's going to be something to be aware of. And let's take a look and see if we can forecast out through middle of Wednesday. Not really. So Wednesday we can't really get a good look at the weather, but with the NAM model we possibly could. NAM model's putting out a bit stronger heat indexes for Tuesday, so don't let this frighten you. The NAM tends to do that. Hundreds is about what they were saying for southern counties in Michigan, northern counties in Indiana. Heat advisories are out. It's going to be quite hot. I'm going to keep saying that because it is going to be hot. The dew points are just wild. Dew points around 80 degrees. You don't normally see that. Dew points around 80 degrees means that you can hold so much moisture in the atmosphere, because when the temperature gets down to 80 degrees, that's when the air reaches max capacity of water. So 80 degrees, very high dew points, a lot of moisture in the air, which is why there is a lot of heat, a lot of instability. If I look at the instability for the NAM model, yeah, they're putting it out in the 5,000s too, even up into southern Michigan, all across northern Indiana. Cedarville, Greene County is right around here, 4,800. Just so much instability out there, which is why they're worried about just a broad area of severe weather possible. So you see the development of thunderstorms around, this would be not 9, but 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Line starts to develop, and this one actually puts it more into Michigan. Yeah, puts it a little bit more into Michigan. Doesn't really show how strong it's going to be. If I do a point sounding, marginal severe, yeah, they're not really saying significant winds, but one thing that is very concerning is take a look at these isobars behind this storm, indicating that pressure is rapidly changing behind these storms. So air typically moves from an area of higher pressure to an area of lower pressure. So with air moving around like this quickly, isobars indicate where air is moving. With the pressure changing like this quickly, you could see pretty strong winds with these storms. So that's going to be something that really has a part to play in the amount of wind that we see with these storms. This is at about 10 p.m. on Tuesday, moving through Michigan. So if we progress, about 4 a.m. they hit Ohio, progressing all the way to Wednesday. I haven't checked the severe weather threat maps for Wednesday. Looks like a little line of storms begins to develop in Wisconsin and progress. So yeah, it's looking similar to what other models are doing for the next couple days. So NAM, not really putting out much severe weather, but it's putting out a marginal threat. So that's the current models. If I go to Wednesday, the heat index still very hot, even in the hundreds across southwest Michigan into northern Michigan. It's going to be hot. So heat is the big story, as well as a chance for severe weather tomorrow. So a lot to be aware of in terms of the weather later this week. So and feel free to leave any questions in the comments. I believe that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys in regards to what's going to be taking place. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. Remember to subscribe and stay updated on any type of severe weather that comes, or anything in terms of this heat that's going to be pretty crazy. I'm going to be working outside in it, and it's gonna suck. I'm just gonna say it's gonna suck. So just stay cool and stay dry as the weather comes. Have a good evening.